Good morning for students in Tsukuba University, and good evening for students in Ohio University. Everyone, we are Group 4. I'll introduce the name. First, Idori-san.
Yes, my name is Idris Naimi. I'm a third-year PhD student in Disability Sciences at University of Tsukuba.
My name is Tesei Ono. I'm first-year undergraduate student of University of Tsukuba.
I'm Sosuke Doi, Tsukuba University students in master first grade.
I'm Lee Reichi. I'm fourth grade in Tsukuba University from University of Tsukuba. My major is computer science.
I'm Stephanie. I'm a second year undergraduate from Ohio State University.
Okay, so we are Group 4, and today we are excited to present our project on enhancing social communication skills for students with autism spectrum disorders, ASD, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, in Japanese schools. So our focus is on identifying key challenges these students face and proposing practical solutions to improve their school experience. So I want to introduce briefly about what is ADHD and ASD. ADHD is a kind of neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by persistent patterns of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. ASD is also a neurodevelopmental disorders characterized by persistent challenges in social communication and restricted interests, and so on. As related to these developmental disabilities, we want to introduce the notion of neurodiversity. The neurodiversity is a concept that we should think the developmental disabilities like ASD or ADHD and so on as a variation of neurodevelopment and not deficits or disorders. Through the concept neurodiversity, we want to provide people with developmental disabilities the tailored support and accessibility measures to support them. Okay, the next slide. Why we focus on developmental disabilities is that the reason, because of the high prevalence rate of developmental disabilities people. According to the Japanese survey in 2012, approximately 6.5% of children in regular classes were suspected of having developmental disabilities. Especially ADHD and ASD has a high prevalence rates like this. So, and go back. And let's take a closer look at some of the challenges these students face. Students with ASD and ADHD often experience difficulties like social interaction, communication, and maintaining attention. This is especially in ADHD students, which can lead to academic underachievement and behavior issues. So, also, they have difficulty to do group work, and making a school participation is difficult. Then, as a result, some students begin to avoid school altogether. Then, finally, many teachers and parents lack proper training to support these students effectively now, and that is a problem, and which makes these challenges even harder to overcome. So, the aim of our plan is to foster inclusive environments for them by presenting some solutions. So, go ahead to the solution part. Thank you.
And challenges faced by ASD and ADHD students in Japanese schools.
Hey.
Sorry about my Siri. Students with ASD and ADHD face unique challenges in school, especially in social interactions, sensory processing, and adapting to structured environments. These difficulties can impact their learning experience, participation, and relationships with peers. Here are some key challenges. First, school refusal, anxiety from social and sensory overload. Many ASD and ADHD students experience anxiety and stress due to social misunderstandings, unpredictable interactions, and overwhelming sensory environments. Loud classrooms, sudden schedule changes, and high expectations for group harmony can make school feel stressful or even unbearable, leading to school refusal or avoidance. A second problem is physical education difficulties. PE classes can be difficult for ASD and ADHD students because of motor coordination issues, fast-paced activities, and teamwork expectations. ASD students may struggle with balance and coordination, while ADHD students may find it hard to focus, follow game rules, or stay engaged. This can make them feel excluded or less confident in group sports. And the third problem is group work and club activities. Group projects and extracurriculum activities, we call it bukatsu, are a big part of Japanese school life. But working in teams can be challenging for ASD and ADHD students. ASD students may struggle with turn taking, flexibility, and understanding group dynamics, while ADHD students may have difficulty staying focused and following structured roles. As a result, they might be left out or avoid group activities altogether. The fourth problem is dietary preferences and sensory sensitivities. Many ASD students have strong food preferences or sensitivities due to texture, smell, or flavor issues. Since Japanese school lunches are standardized, students with sensory sensitivities may refuse to eat certain foods or struggle with mealtime expectations. Loud and crowded cafeterias are also be overwhelming, leading to anxiety or discomfort. Number five problem is emergency response challenges. Japan regularly conducts earthquake and fire drills, but these situations can be especially difficult for ASD and ADHD students. ASD students may struggle with sudden loud alarms and changes in routine, leading to panic or confusion. ADHD students might get distracted, act impulsively, or not follow safety instructions properly, increasing the risk in real emergencies. And the final problem is social communication barriers. One of the biggest challenges for ASD and ADHD students is building friendships and navigating social interactions. ASD students often struggle with reading facial expressions, body language, and unspoken social rules, making them seem distant or uninterested. ADHD students, on the other hand, may interrupt the conversations, speak impulsively, or struggle with patience, which can lead to misunderstandings. These challenges are increase the risk of social isolation or bullying.
Oh, these are proposed solutions of enhancing social communication skills for those students with ASD, ADHD, and similar neuro problems. So, teacher training programs will equip educators with strategies to make classroom more inclusive and supportive. VR-based simulations will allow neurotypical students to experience what it feels like to navigate the world with ASD, which would create greater empathy for those without it towards people with things like ASD. Peer-mediated interventions will create structured opportunities for neurodivergent students to build social connections. AI-powered discussions will provide structured practice in communication to help refine their skills of students in a low-pressure environment. And all these things will help create a better support for the students that need it.
So to make it rapid, because it took more time. So our focus is on students with ASD, ADHD, their teachers, and their parents and their peers. So we are going to focus on schools, government agencies, especially the education agencies, tech companies, which can provide AI-mediated support, some variables which can be used during the wristband or maybe some earpiece, which can be used by students with ASD, and they can be taught when to stay calm, like or how to change their tone and how, like, for different things. So here you can see we showed our project on business model canvas system. And next, our implementation strategy. In strategy one, we want to have a pilot program for 5 to 10 schools and then gather the feedback. Based on that feedback, we want to refine our program and then improve and expand that program to more schools. And in third phase, we want to make it nationwide and make it receive some grants and make it in government integrated through a government policy. Okay, expected outcomes. So based on social skills improvement, there will be better peer interaction for ASD and ADHD students. And based on increased peer awareness, there will be enhanced understanding among neurotypical students. So it's very important that students who has ASD and ADHD and they are studying with other students who don't have, so they know their situation based on the VR, virtual reality, with their experience, they know what the student with ASD feels. So that will be increased peer awareness. And also there will be a stronger teacher and parent support when teachers know the situation and they know they can change their teaching styles and they can know how to make groups and how to make the environment. And also, as a result, there will be a reduction in school refusal for students with ASD and ADHD in Japanese schools.
Now I'll talk about potential challenges and solutions. Of course, we recognize that there may be challenges along the way. Schools may be hesitant to adopt new programs due to concerns over training time, costs, skepticism about effectiveness. To address this, we plan to demonstrate the success of our pilot programs and emphasize the long-term benefits of inclusion. Additionally, access to technology might be limited in some areas, so we will seek funding from government initiatives and private donors to ensure equal access for all schools. Next slide, please.
All right, so to summarize, our project aims to improve social communication for ASD and ADHD affected students through teacher training, technology-based interventions, and peer support programs. These strategies will help create more inclusive and supportive learning environments. Moving forward, our steps include launching pilot programs, gathering data on their effectiveness, and then refining our approach based on the real-world feedback. Ultimately, we hope to see these initiatives expand nationwide, ensuring that all students, regardless of their neurodiversity, have the opportunity to thrive. Thank you for your time and attention. We are happy to take any questions or hear your thoughts on our proposed solutions.
So thank you very much for your presentation. Could you please go back to that again to explain about the solution? Because from my viewpoint, it's still unclear about that.
I would say that that is one of the pages for our proposed solutions, but our conclusion is sort of where our next steps are in the process.
So I think for those kind of a presentation, because in this area, also there are many long history of challenges by many also talented people from psychologists, clinicians, and also even engineering, and also the computer scientists. And then, so for those tackling those kind of challenges, I think you need to clarify why not others could do that, but why you can do that is, I think, very important point to persuade people. Okay, just a comment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sensei. I actually, like, we are a diverse group from different areas like education, disability, computer science. So this is why we thought from different aspects, and when we make this kind of proposed solutions. But
yeah, you know, even if you have such kind of diverse people, it's, I think, very important to identify. So may I ask you about that? Among those four, what is the most highest priority?
So I think the most highest priority among these one, which is very important, that is the teacher and parents training plus peer-mediated intervention. These two are most priority and very easy to tackle.
Okay. Yeah, I agree, because those four are very important. So even if for limited time of that presentation, I think you have a better focus on only this teacher and the parent training for those people. And that could be also my helpful for understanding. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a very nice presentation. In many other countries, including the US, there's medication that makes a big effect, things like Ritalin, that makes a big effect on the learning abilities. We have a lot of students affected by ADHD in engineering, and I know that anecdotally, quite a few of them take Ritalin, and it helps them quite a bit. I didn't see in your presentation any talk about medications, and I know Ritalin is not available in Japan, but maybe there's some other medications. What role do they play in your solutions?
Thank you so much. Actually, like, based on the social model of disability, we should more focus on the barriers which cause them to not participate in the society, then only just focus on the medical model which just try to cure the problem. We say problem is not just in the person. Maybe he has a neurodivergent state, but it doesn't mean like we just should only focus on medication. We should focus on the environment. Maybe, yeah, it's needed that in case he is diagnosed and some medication is prescribed, so that's okay. But actually, our focus should be how to design the environment, how to design our society, like the inclusive smart society, which can include them, not just to emphasize on them to please go take your medication and come to the class. So that was our viewpoint. This is why we didn't include any medication. Thank you.
That's not what I was saying. Is I did not see you talk at all about medication. Maybe for some of your solutions it can help, okay, but you're not addressing it at all.
Yes, we accept that we didn't think about medication, and yes, the next time maybe we could also think about it, because as you said, maybe some of them will be on the medication, so we can help them how to take their medications. But as I said, now the focus is more on the society, not on the person itself. It's like how to make the society for them and remove the barriers, not remove what the person have.
I also want to say that we wanted to make this as accessible as possible so that countries where medications like that were not readily available or even not readily available to people through cost and other factors, that we were sort of just treating it as a whole, without different factors like that, taking that into account, such as places like Japan, where you cannot get certain medications that are similar to America. Obviously, in the future, we would create maybe a slide addressing that, but I think that was all of our thinking going into it.
But for example, you can have in your first solution some peer-mediated interventions that are tailored to maybe some of the students who are taking certain medications versus certain that are not. So I think you need to integrate this somehow in your proposed solutions. That's all I'm saying. That was my comment.
Thank you so much. We will integrate that one as well. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to follow up on what the professor just said. I think that these behavioral options are really valuable and can definitely be integrated with medication. But in America, I know these diseases or these conditions are treated with medication first and then behavioral interventions to kind of control some of the things that you mentioned, like impulsivity. So I definitely think there could be a place for this. It's just acknowledging how we're already tackling that problem, then what you can do to add to it. But I definitely think there's a great ideas, and like helping society be more inclusive of these people is very important.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Group 4.